What's going on, Bears fans? Before we jump into today's Chicago Bears news and rumors, a lot of stuff to take away from Luke Getsy and Alan Williams talking to Bears reporters today. I want to get to 2,500 followers on Instagram. I promise you guys, once we cross that milestone, we will cook up another Instagram Live. We're less than 200 away, so give me a follow over there at HGramNFL. Slide in the DMs. We can talk more Bears news, rumors, some content, answer your questions as well on IG. So give me a follow at HGramNFL. Today's episode of Chicago Bears Now is presented by Manscaped. Get going with their all-new products, including the Ultra Premium Collection. We'll tell you a little bit more about what that entails as well. The best men's grooming products on the planet, all over your body. Stay nice and clean and tidy with Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. All right, let's hop into today's Chicago Bears news and rumors. Not a ton of graphics. I had a busy day here at Chat Sports breaking down the NBA trade deadline. Bulls didn't make a trade, but I think they're in pretty good shape overall. Let's talk some Bears football, though. Number one story I want to get into today, Tarik Cohen speaks about his injury really for the first time since tearing his ACL back in Week 3 of the 2020 season. He, of course, didn't play the rest of that year or last year either. Here's what Cohen had to say on Rally House Chicago. Quote, "I'm scared to come back a different player, not the same as I was. I won't let myself come back before I'm ready and before I feel like I can put on the same performances on that I was putting on before I got hurt." A lot of thoughts in this quote. This is a loaded quote here from Tarik Cohen. My number one thought is this is a lot of honesty and humility. I mean, you're talking about a world-class athlete, and yes, if you are in the NFL, you are a world-class athlete, basically conceding like, dude, I don't trust my body right now, and I'm not going to embarrass myself until I feel ready. I appreciate that. On the flip side, I can't help but be worried about it, both for Tarik and for the Bears. For Tarik's side, new coach, new GM, how do they feel about him moving forward, especially if he's basically saying, I still don't feel ready yet. Hopefully he can be ready by training camp if the Bears keep him on the Bears side. They're looking at this saying, well, Tarik Cohen, we appreciate what you've done in the past, but we can save $2.25 million. Sure, you'll carry a $3+ million dead cap hit, but you can cut Cohen and save a couple of $1 million. Maybe you go sign a different running back or a different player behind your guys in David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. I appreciate the honesty from Cohen. The Bears announced today he was their Courage Award winner for 2021. I'm sure this has been tough for him. I think there was a setback. I still believe that at some point in the recovery. But the reality is this is a results-driven business, and if he is unavailable or they don't think he's the same player after injury, then they might just have to cut him. I hope that's not necessarily the case, but this is a realistic world that I choose to live in. So we'll see what happens there. What do you guys think? Will Tarik Cohen be a Chicago Bear next season? Simple yes or no question. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Get your votes in down in the comment section. We're going to make this the pinned comment, so if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, reply right there. And after this ad break, we're going to talk about Luke Getsy and his plan for Justin Fields. All right, appreciate you guys answering that question. Storyline number 2, Luke Getsy, along with Alan Williams. We'll talk about the defense here in a few minutes. Getsy spoke with the media today, as did all the coordinators. And obviously, the main questions were, what's the plan with the offense? What's it going to look like around Justin Fields? Well, here was a quote from Getsy earlier today. Quote, "The systems that I've been a part of, specifically these last 3 years too, these are quarterback-driven systems, right? So everything is about tapping into that position and building the offense around it. It's going to be the same thing here. We're going to build this thing around the quarterback position, and that, of course, means building it around Justin Fields." This is music to my ears. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. This is exactly what I expected. This is really what we've been hearing since this hire was made, is he's going to design this offense around Justin Fields, and that's how it should be. When you have a young quarterback with talent like Fields has, albeit the inconsistent play as a rookie, you build around his abilities, and then you work on some of those weaknesses, and you hope those improve, and then he becomes a more all-around gifted and talented and overall productive quarterback. I saw good things from Fields as a passer, albeit the raw stats don't necessarily reflect that. We know how dynamic of a runner Justin Fields is, both as a scrambler and as a designed rusher as well. I think there is a lot of physical tools and mental ability to build with Justin Fields, and I think that's what we're going to see. Play to Justin Fields' strengths at first, expand on those strengths, and then work on those weaknesses. What are the strengths? Deep ball accuracy. I think intermediate crossing routes, play action, and then getting him on the move, throwing on the run, bootlegs, some designed run, not an overt amount, but 8 to 10 designed runs a game I think is doable. Bootlegs, get him on the edge, and then deep dropbacks on play actions and let him rip it downfield. Those are his strengths. Weaknesses, maybe at times underneath accuracy, is something he can work on. Finding his checkdowns a little bit quicker, pocket awareness, but that's why you get him on the move. Build to his strengths. Work on building up those weaknesses, make him a better player, make this offense around what he's good at. I'm excited. I think you guys should be too. If you're excited about Luke Getsy in the direction of this offense, type me down in the comment section below. If you're not typing me, it's probably Don Burr watching again because he is our resident Lions fan, or maybe it's Sangray Kim because he calls Justin Fields Bustin' Fields. So type me if you're excited about Luke Getsy. I'm excited about this ultra premium collection from Manscaped, all new products that they've launched here in recent weeks, and it's really a 5-prong product. By the way, it's usually $50, 20% off though, with promo code BEARS20 at manscaped.com. Let me just tell you a little bit about this stuff. Premium deodorant, body wash that you can use in the shower, a 2-for-1 shampoo and conditioner, and then also you've got some stuff you put on your body afterwards. They call it, I want to get this right here, body spray, hydrating body spray. What does that do? So after you get out of the shower and you scrub a dub that body down with that body wash, you get your hair nice and silky with the shampoo and conditioner 2-for-1 bottle that I'm talking about as well. You get that body spray on so you don't let your skin dry out. My wife tells me all the time, your skin's too dry. Well, it's not going to be for long because I'm going to get going with this ultra premium collection from Manscaped. Get going today. Also, a little bonus throw-in as a part of this. It's a lip balm product that uses ingredients like eucalyptus oil, vitamin E, peppermint. It's really nice to use. Keeps those lips nice and silky as well. It's the time of year where it's cold and my chapped lips, it's just a problem. 20% off plus free shipping, manscaped.com. Promo code BEARS20. Only $40 for all 5 of these products. I mean, that's actually a damn good deal with Manscaped right now. Link will be down in the comments. It'll be in the description as well. Get going with Manscaped today. All right, next storyline here, number 3. Bears have hired a safeties coach. It is Andre Curtis, who brings over 20 years of coaching experience and almost about 15, 16 years of NFL coaching experience as well. You look at his NFL coaching resume here. Started in 06 with the Giants as a defensive quality control coach. Did that for a couple of years. Was the assistant secondary coach with the Rams, actually with St. Louis, but there you go. Also with the Saints also from 2012 to 14. And then what I really like is he's been with Seattle since 2015, and sure, the defense has struggled a bit the last couple of years, but they lost a lot of their talent. What I like is his experience with the Legion of Boom. He was a part of that with Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, and those boys just ball hawking for several years and taking those teams to a couple of Super Bowls and a lot of playoff appearances as well. He's been around talented players and around talented defensive backs specifically, and I think a real big priority this year, if he's on the roster, is trying to get Eddie Jackson back on track to where he was a couple of years ago when he signed that contract extension. I think you know what you have in Jalen Johnson, but if you can get Jackson back, even if it's not peak Eddie Jackson, but above average, maybe fringe Pro Bowl level Eddie Jackson, that would be a very, very nice bonus for the Bears. Maybe he's back to intercepting a couple of passes here in 2022. So Andre Curtis, the new safeties coach for Chicago, and this coaching staff is just about finalized, which is why you should subscribe, because we've covered it all here at Bears Now. Hell, I was at dinner last night, and I found a spot in the restaurant where I could film a 3.5-minute video about the hiring of the running backs coach, because that's how we get down. David Walker gets hired. I'm, getting ready to grab some dinner rolls. No. I'm filming at the restaurant first because I want to bring you the latest Bears news, rumors, more offseason coverage as well. That's what I'm about. I want to cover this team better than anyone on the planet, especially here on YouTube, so subscribe. No one's going to cover the Bears better than we will here at Chicago Bears Now. All right, a couple more here. Number 4, Alan Williams. He's going to enforce this HIT system. It's not just some lame acronym. Maybe you guys find it corny. The reality is this is a real thing, like that Eberflus believes in and that Williams is going to enforce as well. Just a reminder, what does HIT stand for? H is hustle, I is intensity, T is takeaways, S is smart. I think it'll be a full team mantra, but especially defensively because, of course, Eberflus's background and Alan Williams, the defensive coordinator who met with the media today and will be calling the defensive plays on Sundays for the Bears moving forward. This is going to be a real thing. This is what he talked about when it came to the HIT system. We're going to ask guys to give us 100% when they get on the field, 100% hustle. We're going to ask guys to be intense. We're going to ask them to do the same things that they might not be used to doing. And he basically even said, look, these principles might weed some guys out. Like, people may not buy in. And he even said, look, guys didn't buy in right away with the Colts. And the ones that never bought in didn't stick around. The ones that did became damn good players, like Darius Leonard, maybe the best linebacker in the NFL, and some other guys as well. So I think that this is about building a culture. This is about establishing what type of principles you believe in. And this is what got Matt Eberflus to this point. This is the cornerstone of his coaching philosophy. This HITS principle, and it's about bringing an edge and an intensity to this football team, obviously on defense, but I think for the overall team as well. I think it translates really well to the offensive line, which is a position that's been a problem for Chicago in the past. What do you think? Look, maybe you think it's corny, whatever. Do you like the HITS principles? Or 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm not going to be offended if you're typing 2 for no. You know, some people think it's corny high school shit, but you know what? Eberflus gets the Colts job, and he turns a disastrous defense into a top 10 unit for 4 years. I think it's pretty effective at the end of the day. Let me know what you guys think. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Now, another thing that really caught my ear and my eye is Alan Williams. He's clearly fired up about Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack. Now, I'm sure trade rumors will continue to circulate around those two guys, and, Ryan Poles will be aggressive, and if he gets draft compensation he likes, that'll be something he considers. But Williams made it a point that these guys are guys that can help you win right away. He also talked about on that front four, because Mack and Quinn will be guys playing defensive end now, I would assume. In fact, I'm not even going to assume. They will be playing defensive end in a 4-3 scheme. He talked about the 3-tech defensive tackle being a staple of this defense and how critical that spot is. And you think about the defensive tackles on this roster. Eddie Goldman, he is not a 3-tech. He's a nose tackle. Same with Kairos Tonga. Bilal Nichols is a free agent. Akiem Hicks is a free agent. Those are two guys that could maybe fit that mold. Here's what Williams had to say, quote, that guy, talking about the 3-tech, whoever that is going to be a tremendous part of our success of the Chicago Bears football and especially Chicago Bears defensive football. So I think that's a position to watch moving forward and to see what Chicago ends up doing at that spot. Do you bring back Nichols to run that 3-tech? I think that's a possibility. And then that brings us to point number 5, and you really hear that when talking about Getsy and the offense, but I think you'll see it with Eberflus and the defense as well with Alan Williams. This coaching staff, it's just going to be flexible, man. Matt Nagy was very much here's my system, you got to fit into it. That's not what a good coach does. A good coach identifies its roster. It identifies, along with the GM, what this roster needs. It goes and finds that, and then it plays to those players' strengths. That's what the Bears are going to do, at least up to a certain point. Now, you can't completely abandon your principles as a coaching staff to fit every single player. But in general, especially for the key players, hey, Roquan Smith, what are you good at? What do you think you need to work at? Okay, we're gonna focus on your role, on what your strengths are. We'll work on building up your weaknesses. That's what you do as a coach. It's teaching. Think about anything in life. When you get a new job, you're 6 months in. There's things you're good at that point. There's things you need to work on. There's tons of shit I still need to work on, both as an on-air talent and stuff I do behind the things as well. That's why you study, you improve, but you focus on your strengths, and then you build up the weaknesses. I think that's going to be the philosophy here, and that's refreshing because Matt Nagy and his staff did not do that nearly enough. All right. that's enough for my rant today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Reminder, follow me on Instagram at HGramNFL. Once we cross 2,500 followers, we will schedule a time to go live and chop up some more Bears football with you guys. I've enjoyed answering your questions via video chat on IG. That's been a lot of fun. So give me a follow, slide in the DMs if you have any questions about the Bears, and we'll see you soon here on Chicago Bears Now.